Hi, I'm Marty Rupp with Allied Genetic Resources, and I'm here with Tom Hook today, also representing Allied Genetic Resources as he begins to work more with Dr. Saatchi and our endeavors with Top Genomics for the RightMate and RightChoice programs. This little segment we call frequently asked questions. Heard that before somewhere. For someone old like me, it's harder to remember what an FAQ is. But as we work with more producers, now more than 100 producers we work with RightMate and RightChoice, the questions that they ask are just very similar. And Tom, I know, has answered some of those questions as I do almost every day on the phone or in person. And so we're putting together a little list, and we've got our cheat sheets here to help us out so we don't forget anything. But maybe we can help answer some questions before they're asked, or that might be in your mind and you just haven't asked them yet. Maybe the first question I get is, how does this work? Why would I use this? And the simplest answer to that is that it's a mating program that helps us address issues with large effect genes. We have EPDs, we use the EPDs. The genomics across lots and lots of genes affect the EPDs and move those in the right directions, and yet there are some big ticket items, there are some large effect genes that simply are too important to ignore. This program allows us to treat those genes as inheritance instead of heritability. If you think about it that way, if you remember back to Genetics 101. That's why we use this technology, and it's part of the reason why this technology is so successful. Tom, what do you got?
That was good, Marty. I'm impressed. Question that I get asked a lot, Marty, is, and it's a good one, is this program a replacement for EPDs? And aren't genomics already included in the EPDs? And to these questions, it would be no and yes. And obviously that would be that, are the genomics included in the EPDs? Yes, they are. There's no question that Dr. Saatchi came to IGS and as an employee to help get the genomics included into the EPDs, and it has worked very well. So yes, they are included, but does this mean that it's a replacement for them then? Of course not. And I think that's one thing that needs to be dispelled about the RightMate, the RightChoice programs, is they're meant to be complementary to the existing systems we have. We strongly support the IGS evaluation system. We strongly support the genomics provider companies or that you send your samples to. This isn't meant to be in competition to them. It's meant to be a deeper dive into looking, just like you talked about, the high impact gene sites or things that could help you make better matings while still also using the EPDs as published.
We understand how genomic technology can help us make improvement faster, but can it really make our calf crop more consistent? I got to tell you, when Marty told me that at first, I was a little bit skeptical.
Yep.
Because we talk about uniformity in the beef business, talked about it for years, and how much we envy that uniformity in other industries. But to have a tool like this that really helps us make a foray towards uniformity is really important. And the answer is yes. The data proves and the demonstrations prove that we can absolutely take the tails off of a lot of these calf crops and make them more uniform all the way from birth all the way to end product and harvest.
I think, Marty, even dovetailing off of that when you and I were walking through a set of bulls this spring that specifically were mated for ATM bulls or for some high growth power bulls that would push more pounds across the scale, it was pretty evident that we could see them or pick them out even without looking at the logos in the sale catalog, because they were stout, rugged bulls, a little bit more bone, more muscle expression, and they were powerful.
Yeah.
So you can actually see it phenotypically as well.
Based on the breeding objectives of that particular breeder that used the program.
All right, Marty, another one that I think is a really good question is, does this force me into using certain sires? And resoundingly, the answer is no. With the RightMate program, you can pick the sires that you want to have sorted that would be mated to your cows. And so you still have the autonomy of knowing which ones that enter the program. It's not that Marty hand picks or selects them for you and says, no, you got to use these. It's like, no, we give him the list, and then he sorts them in the fashion that they mate best with their cows. Now, along with that, though, with that sorting, another common question we would get would be, what if I don't like the mating maybe of the top ranking sire he has, But 3 and 4 I really like because of maybe a hoof quality or type. And absolutely, that was what I really liked about the flexibility of the program, is I did that many times. Yes, maybe I gave up a little genetic improvement, but I gained some other traits that I wanted while using the RightMate program.
Yeah, it's important that seed stock producers can customize their programs for the genetic goals and even the marketing goals that they have on down the line for the future. So no, those are good questions, and like I said, we get those all the time. One question that I get: are my genotypes and information, are they secure? What does Top Genomics do with that information? And the answer is absolutely secure. That information is stored at Top Genomics and shared with no one. That data and those genotypes are owned by the producer, and that's who maintains the producer association, whoever it is. That's who maintains the ability to do with that data what they'd like, but it is very secure with Top Genomics.
Yeah, the integrity of the data is paramount when working with Marty. Another question that I have, and I'll address it to you, it almost comes more for me, but we've talked quite a bit about these questions we've had really address more seed stock operations. Is there anything for commercial herds or a commercial application to RightMate at this time?
Yes, absolutely, Tom. I'm glad you asked that, because we're moving into projects with commercial herds. It's one of the fastest growing parts of our business. Commercial herds are just as interested in genetic improvement and even maybe more interested in uniformity than seed stock herds are. For those herds that have genomics on their females, we absolutely can help them with RightMate technology in the same way as we could help a seed stock provider. And with some of the new technologies that we're exploring with Dr. Saatchi, the potential for commercial applications is almost unlimited. The last question, real quick, is who do I contact for more information? That'll be down at the bottom of the screen, but you can sure get a hold of Tom or myself, maybe even Dr. Saatchi, for more information about our programs and more information about RightMate and RightChoice.